What's up, kings and queens? It's your boy Dan from Daft Previews. It's the Eurobasket semi-finals. I've got one pick and one juicy same-game parlay to share with you. If that sounds interesting, let's go.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.
I read the comments on my NFL videos. A lot of you guys still want Eurobasket stuff. Well, here it is. I've got there's only two games on today. Let's talk about it. We've got Greece versus Turkey, and we've got Germany versus Finland. Exciting matchup. A lot of the heavyweights have dropped out. No France, no Serbia, but four very strong teams remain. So let's talk about this Germany versus Finland game. We've got a 12.5 point spread. Germany are favorites. A very high total, 179.5 points. That's a lot for Eurobasket, which means this is expected to be a high-scoring affair. Now, in this particular game, there's a few looks that I like, but I'm going to take you through a same-game parlay that we're running with today. I got this for plus 300 for those of you in the US, $4 for those of you here in Australia. Pretty decent odds for this three-leg same-game parlay. Now, betting on Germany and their offense today, and I've got a couple decent looks. The first one is around Dennis Schroeder. If I was running a straight pick on this, 7.5 assists for Dennis Schroeder plus money is pretty decent, although he does finish on 7 assists quite a lot, although he did perform very well against Finland. For safety reasons, we're taking Dennis Schroeder for only 7 assists in this same game parlay. And the thought process here is Finland and the way that they play defense, they actually apply a lot of pressure on point guards. Baldwin from Georgia, for example, he was 0 from 8 from the field. They do force a lot of these point guards to pass the ball. So I'm expecting Dennis Schroeder to maintain aggressiveness in offense, but ultimately to create for others. I think he's going to avoid forcing shots, especially given how he's played. I think he's made 1 out of the last 16 3-pointers he's taken, something ridiculous like that. And in such an important game, he's going to be aggressive. I just don't know if he's going to maintain that volume unless he shoots the lights out. So I think he leans into more playmaking. He had 9 assists versus Finland in the group stage and 9 once again against Slovenia in the quarterfinals. So Dennis Schroeder is the playmaker, is one angle that I'm taking with this same game parlay. So taking him for 7 assists. The second and third props in this game all happen to be the same guy. So we're looking at Daniel Theis here. The first leg is 10 points. And then the second Daniel Theis leg is for him to get 7 rebounds. And I'll explain both of those to you. So this is plus 300, $4 for those of you here in Australia. For Daniel Theis, I think the one call out is that Finland lack true bigs. They do have length and some sort of size, Lauri Markkanen, Murinen, like skinny, long guys, but they don't have any bangers down low. Daniel Theis is the designated banger for Germany. Not that he bangs the other guys on the team, although he may. I think he's going to be banging some Finnish guys today. Theis, undersized at the center spot, but very strong, right? Germany, they also run a lot of set plays for Daniel Theis. There's a lot of pick and roll stuff here with Dennis Schroeder. He scored 15 points against Slovenia. He scored 14 points against Finland in the group stage, and he played limited minutes because it was a blowout. So Daniel Theis heavily involved in the offense, and this correlates perfectly well with Dennis Schroeder to get 7 assists. You could also take Daniel Theis at his normal points line if you wanted to, and leave it with just Theis and Schroeder for the ultimate correlation. But I've also added Daniel Theis to get 7 rebounds. And the thought process here is that Finland, they have to have some regression. They were shooting their lights out in the last couple of games. I think they come back to earth, and that opens up some rebound opportunities here for Daniel Theis. He had 9 rebounds in his last game. He's expected to play more than 22 minutes in this game. I think 7 boards well within reach here in a very important game. Although the books have set this line very high in terms of points, I think both teams do their absolute best to improve defensively, which should only open up some more rebound opportunities for Daniel Theis. So that's the same game parlay, plus 300 or $4 odds. The alternate version of this is taking Schroeder 7 assists and Daniel Theis over his normal points line. I think that's also another nice way to play this. But that's the first look for you. The second one, probably not as exciting, but, straight picks might be a little bit boring at times, but long term, it's the best way to play to preserve your bankroll and profit over time. So I'm betting an under today. You guys know I don't love unders too much, but when you got a clear angle for it, I think you've got to take the shot. And we're taking this guy, Konstantinos Bitoglu, We're taking him for under 6.5 points. And the thought process here is simple. Is one of the other bigs on this Greek team. They're playing up against Turkey today, and it's Alper and Şengün. As much as we would probably love to see Şengün and Giannis just going at each other all night, I think from both teams, it'd be wise for them not to let that happen, because in Eurobasket, in FIBA rules, you only get 5 personal fouls, and foul trouble can be an absolute bitch. The game is very rough in Eurobasket. The refs let people get away with quite a bit, so it gets very physical at times, especially with players like Giannis and Alper Şengün, who like to throw their weight around. You got to protect your star players from foul trouble. So what they do in Eurobasket is they get some big bastards like this Mitoglu. They put them on the opposition's best player if they happen to be a big, and it's like, go out and use your fouls, big fella. So Mitoglu, his minutes have been dropping. 13, 17, 13 minutes in his last 3 games. More recently, up against Lithuania, he was tasked with defending Jonas Valanciunas. Jonas Valanciunas had like 25 points and 13 rebounds or something. He went crazy. But Mitoglu's only job in that game was to foul Jonas Valanciunas. So it wasn't a score or anything like that. It was to get dirty. So, and I think in a game like this against Alper and Şengün, he's going to have a similar job. It's like, go out there, you might play 13 to 15 minutes, hit Şengün as hard as you can 4 to 5 times, and then get the hell off the court so Giannis can play. So basically, the angle on this is that he's a low usage player. He's a very high foul risk. If anything, I think that's what his job's going to be. I wish you could just bet on total number of fouls. I'll bet over 3.5 fouls for this guy easily. And he's up against Şengün. So that's my thought process there. Under 6.5 points for Mitoglu. Although I love betting unders, this is the semifinal stage, and you got to get a little bit saucy with it. And I think there's some value in some unders at this particular stage in the tournament. So those are the plays that I have. There's a same game parlay. There's a straight pick there. Best of luck if you choose to get on Eurobasket. Be sure to sub to the channel if you haven't already. We've got 2 NFL videos happening every single week. NBA, when that kicks off, I'll be doing more content than anybody. So be sure to be subbed to that. We're heading into an exciting time of the year, and I personally cannot wait. I wish you guys the best of luck. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Sub to the channel because your boy's getting busy. Coming to you live from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.